This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Happy Friday to everybody out there, and I love watching your guys' predictions on my intro. Very rarely do I mix that up. I have my intro is just ingrained into me. And anyway, happy Friday. I hope you're all doing well. I love hanging out with you guys, hanging out with my good friends, and just talking sim racing. Wednesday show was a little interesting. I'm not sure if everybody got a chance to see it. I accept all of you, more than accept. I appreciate all of you. But yeah, Wednesday show, Shaun Cole in the dark, is what it turned out being. And we were having power outages and everything, so it seems that everything has normalized, and it just sort of summarizes my week. Tuesday, I had a complete system failure. Stopped editing dead in its tracks. Actually had me questioning everything. Like, what do I do? Anyway, I switched computers and got everything rocking and rolling, which means you guys can actually expect to see the podium review. Oh, I'm trying to have that done tonight. I really am trying to have it done tonight, but I have a few things on the agenda, like tonight a race, a very important race tonight. So tomorrow morning at the latest. But tomorrow is actually Porsche day. Tomorrow I go work on the Porsche. So I really want that done somehow, some way before I go work on the Porsche. The casting couch. No, we don't have a casting couch here. It's the Me Too movement. You can't do that anymore. So how are you guys doing? What are you up to? What's hot in sim racing in your world? What have you been up to? Have you guys tried any of the new stuff? We've had updates in a few different games. We've had content in games. What are you guys driving to have some fun? Me, I've really just been in the trenches trying to get editing up and running. Wednesday was pretty much an utter failure because I was just without power. Yesterday was catch-up day, and today is work hard and feel good about doing it day. Tim, you did. So did you try, I think, Spa? We have the Porsche. We have a few things in GT Sport. How was it? How was it? Devin, you got to be there. 250 push-ups. Tom, do you realize how long it would take to do 250 push-ups? If I can get through the day without interruptions, there are just a couple things that I have to do. No, that was not an utter failure, total failure. Anyway, so yeah, that's my world. I just been really trying to bust ass. I will give you guys a little heads up. So Tim Spatial Dragon said no Twitch today, and it should take me less. I cannot do 250 push-ups. We learned that I can't do 100 push-ups. Although I'd say I'm a touch better shape today than I was the day that I tried to do 100 push-ups. Anyway, okay, so I am kind of mixing up and changing some of the format stuff, and we've talked a little bit about that. This morning, Tim, right during the show, asked, no Twitch? No, we're still not on Twitch. However, this is the weekend that I'm going to launch the new platform. So I'm going to get this podium review done. I am kind of already too far along in the next level racing Challenger cockpit to put it into the new style. So I'm going to continue working on that in the old style. And then starting Sunday, we are going to do the live unboxing of the Simucube wheel base. We're going to do that both on Twitch. We're going to be there on Twitch setting up for the whole shot. And then when we do it on YouTube, which will be simultaneous, it'll be like from the moment we're actually opening the box. And then when that ends, we'll change the set around, stay live on Twitch, and then get it into the installation and set up on the rig. So that is the game plan Sunday. It's how we're going to incorporate using Twitch more often. And right now with Twitch, it's just a matter of what's going on in the background. We will be on Twitch today at 5 o'clock p.m. For the pregame show, so to speak, for our Simpit Skippy series. This Sunday, we're going to do that. Sunday, we're unboxing the Simucube live. We'll start fairly early in the morning and do a couple of streams for sure. Probably do a few streams, actually. All right, on with the news. We're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about the news. In the F1 Esport, they kind of split up the Xbox and the PS4. We already talked about the PS4 results. These are the Xbox One standings. So, Josh, do we have to put our disclaimer? You know, when I do the disclaimer, I have to leave my finger on the button until I'm done. Josh Idau of Sport Pesa Racing Point won that event. Nathan Moore, CRG more so, is aka Josh Idawo is Veloce surprised by his gamer tag. I like the way they're doing this at least. We talked about gamer tags. This right here might be the best representation of what I think should be done. We talked about the security. You know, if you're just a gamer, hey, you know what? Why give people your real name and give them access to your life? I totally understand that. At the point that you're racing for championships, at the point that you're making a name for yourself, so to speak, in sim racing, it's time to adopt. So anyway, what we have here is a perfect combination of, because we are talking about guys who are earning their way into the F1 2020 season. So they are standing on both their real name and their gamer tag. Very well done. Anyway, Nathan Moore, CRG Moore, so in second, and Alessandro De Capua, ADT Kowalski in third. Haas in second and third place. Good job by them. So take down our disclaimer. See, I did it right. And I think that's all we had from Formula One on that level. There's more from Codemasters, though. So, Codemasters, Android players, and I was thinking about this. I probably need to do this one. I don't know if it's worthy of doing a show, but Android players, for those of you that have been eagerly awaiting Grid Autosport, Feral Games is currently offering signups for a multiplayer beta. So if you want to try out the multiplayer beta of Grid Autosport for the Android, you could sign up here through their Twitter page. So I'm at the Codemasters Twitter page, and you just scroll down looking for this guy, this Grid Autosport and Android, and you would be able to, hey Billy, how you doing? Hello everybody, happy Friday to everybody. I almost, I know not everybody's here right at the beginning. Good morning, happy Friday to everybody. I love Friday. Hope you all had, Halloween was yesterday. Want to hear something weird? So I live in an apartment. I think most of you guys know that. But not one trick-or-treater. It's very weird. The climate of Halloween has changed a lot from when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we would grab a pillowcase, not a bag, not a little plastic pumpkin, and we would raid 2, 3, 5 neighborhoods. We would come home, dump the pillowcase, and head back out for more. It was insane, and there would be packs of kids everywhere. Now I think they all go to the mall in my neighborhood. The mall is like a big deal. I don't understand. So, what else? What else from Cody's? I think we have more from Cody's still. We had their blog, the Cody's Racing Line, October 31st. So this came out yesterday. Happy November. Wow, it's November. November means Thanksgiving. November means December. December means Christmas. Christmas means end of 2019. Oh, I'm so behind, you guys. Okay, F1 2019, we already talked about all their spooky stuff they had over there. Formula 2 rivalries, we applauded them on that. We already talked about and guessed what kind of car that was, like one of their teasers. And things, grid patch, dirt rally, new things. We have talked about all of this, to be honest with you. There's really no new news that I saw in that story there. Yep. All right, what else? GT Sports. So the next online championship starts November 13th. This is the Sport Mode Online Championship. That'll start Wednesday, November 13th. In the meantime, daily races will be available as usual. And that pretty much is for everybody out there who wants to. Tim, you just try out their new stuff. You got a massive... Were they purchased for Halloween, Stacy? That's the big question. They have like so this apartment has like a community center, funny enough, Rick Hyde. And they actually do a little Halloween thing down there. I would trick or treat. Give me my candy. So I ended up, you know, I kind of anticipated this, and I bought 4 bags of only Reese's peanut butter cups. I didn't buy any other kind of candy. That's the only candy I like. So I bought a ton of Reese's peanut butter cups, knowing that the kids wouldn't even touch it, and that I'd just stick them all in my refrigerator and eat them over the next month. Anyway, all right, Gran Turismo. I mentioned, Tim mentioned he'd actually tried it out. Gran Turismo, the much anticipated. That's funny. You might find that ironic later. Anybody who watched my live, you know, I did film the podium. Speaking of Twitch, I did film the entire podium review live on Twitch. Now, it was like an hour, hour and a half. I don't even remember how long we were on the air for this. So if you want to see the unedited version of it, it is available if you just can't wait. Now, there have been a few changes. There are a few things that I corrected and a few things that I've added to that, actually. But it's pretty much all there. They do count, Tom. That's the problem, is that Reese's do count. So, okay, so the Porsche Taycan Turbo. Is it Taycan? Taycan, I think that. And more importantly, because in Gran Turismo, I think a new track is a bigger deal than new cars, quite honestly. But Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. I think I say most of that right. Are you getting the SC2? Is that the Simucube 2? What SC? Be more descriptive for me, please. Oh yes, thank you, Devin. It's actually, yeah, Shaun Cole _ in the pit. That's how you will find all of our Twitch content. And I'm promising you that we're going to kick things up more and more on the Twitch side of things. It's going to be, we're never going to take away from what we do here at YouTube. That's something I always make promises on, and I will follow through on. No, all candy counts. This counts, like coffee. I was gaining some weight, and I thought about my intake, and a fair amount of my calories might actually be in beverage. Yeah, yes, I have the Sport, and that's what we're going to do an unboxing of on Sunday. Live on Twitch and YouTube, both simultaneously, with their little pregame and aftergame show on Twitch. And then we'll move on to other things. Okay, so what else? There's also a full posting. So if you go to GranTurismo.com, you'll find the whole thing with the Taycan and their promo video regarding the free update. There you go. Here's some imagery of the cars. Man, you gotta hand it to Gran Turismo, because these shots end up looking like brochures. Like, you kids might not know what a brochure is. A brochure is when you used to go somewhere, like to a store that sold high-end anything, and they'd actually give you like a really nicely printed out 10-15 page manual with all the details and great pictures. And this is a thing of the past. These look like brochure photos. I am Captain Sarcasmo. How about that? I thought that was well played. Anyway, in addition to that, the Lamborghini Aventador. Dun, da, da. Dun, da, da. All right, that just looks a little out of place to me. I'm sorry. Oh. Gran Turismo photos, though, are just mind-blowing. What else? Why bother? All right, and I love Mazda. Don't get me wrong here. Oh, okay, but this is badass. Mercedes-Benz 300. Oh, look at that. That looks like kind of car like a Chic would drive. And then they talk about Spa, obviously, and then the various racing going on. It is maybe one of the most, I mean, would you guys still give Gran Turismo Sport the award for most beautiful sim? Dave Blair, that's disgusting. I'm not even going to repeat it. Drink a cup of magnesium citrate every day. I don't know what that means. Simracing Source says GT visuals are the best. So yeah, I think GT Sport is still the best looking sim out there. And when you consider that it is the PS4, that's still kind of amazing. Really, you know, I mean, a little shocking even if you think about it. All right, Rseat, this is great. October development update is out now. So if you click this link via their Twitter page, it'll take you to the full thing. So they're giving you the Automobilista 2 release schedule update. Push release a bit from December 2019 to March 2020. It's not something they took lightly. But hey, you know what? I would rather somebody was just straight out with it and push things back than, and this is still good notice, you know, December. We're still 2 months from December, essentially, almost. So hey, I'd rather they push it back and get it right than just come through on that date and give you something that you don't like. Anyway, they talk about very early backers, progress, physics, force feedback. So yeah, if you want to know everything going on right now with Automobilista, awesome write-up here, their dev update that you'll find again through their Twitter page. So if you're Rseat Studios on Twitter, you'll see that it's the first post there 15 hours ago from yesterday. Would love to, looking forward to that. Magnesium citrate. Oh, it's what cleans you out. That probably can't be very healthy. Oh my God. All right, you guys are killing me. Our discussion has taken a weird turn. Can we go back to Spa? And can we go back to the Porsche Taycan? Anything but where you guys are going. It's Friday. All right, what else? Le Mans Esports Series. So this is the Forza Motorsport 7 competition sanctioned by FIA World Endurance Championship, 24-hour Le Mans. Sponsors Playseat, Motorsport Network, Thrustmaster. And they have announced that for next season, the brand new format and a $200,000 prize pool. So that is pretty big. There'll be a $50,000 prize pool for the qualification series. And didn't I remember something? I think they had switched. They said they're going to switch to, oh cool, they got a video even, 43-second video on the whole thing as well. I believe they talked about going to teams instead of individual drivers, if I'm not mistaken. Here we go, 200,000 compete at Le Mans. BlizzCon Day. Look at all the big heads of state. 3 ways to qualify. Speaking of ways to qualify, we're going to come back to that on a different sim. Forza Rivals. Qualify in person. Register now. LeMansEsport.com. There you go. Forza. You know, anyone can do it. I don't mean to sound like that, but I just mean every time one of these launches, it's a clean slate. Anyone can step up for it. Yes, Dave Blair, very big race tonight. Very big race. Oran Park and the Simpit Skippy Series. Very much looking forward to that. Spatial, thank you for that. Oh, Simracing. All right, so we talked about this World's Fastest Gamer competition. This was the one leading to the full season in that Aston Martin. This was a big deal. We saw the shots of them racing up on the rooftop. We've been covering this all throughout. It really was coming down to 4 drivers, and I know one of them was Mitchell de Jong, which, he's a good, not good. I know Mitchell, that's the best I can say. But anyway, James Baldwin won the second ever World's Fastest Gamer competition, scoping a prize GT drive for 2020. This is reportedly $1 million winning here. 22-year-old Brit is best known for becoming the 2019 E-Rock champion, as well as been 1/3 of the inaugural Le Mans Esports Series winning team. We just talked about that series on Forza. Baldwin triumphed from 10 hand-picked sim racers. That's the weird part to me, the whole hand-picked thing, who are each champions in their respective disciplines. The gamers were tasked with 2 weeks of challenges held across iconic American locations such as Las Vegas and Yellowstone National Park. I believe they also went to like Laguna and Willow Springs, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Baldwin went on to win this, and this is a really, really big deal. These are the cars they're competing in at various different tracks, and yeah, congratulations. This is the next biggest champion in sim racing, if you really think about it. I mean, well, I guess some would argue. I mean, if they're valuing it at $1 million, I'm sure a lot of people would rather have $1 million. But I suppose if you're 22, I don't know. To me, I'll take the year in the Aston Martin. So very, very, very well done by James Baldwin. Congratulations, and in my opinion, the biggest winner in all of they went to Merced for sprint cars. That's right. Warren Park is new. It's very twisty. Brian Ostrike, we are gonna talk about Oran Park at the end of the show just a little bit. I don't know who picked these tracks, but whew. Last week was no easy one either. But okay, so let's move along. But yeah, that is awesome. He's gonna drive in a real GT Aston Martin for an entire season. That's just whoa. Another article. So I had at least 10 different real life sites talking about this. This was all over the news. This was a very big deal. Again, $1 million prize. So I talked about qualifiers getting in and selection process to things. So now this is the Shadow. That's different than World's Fastest Gamer. They're both McLaren affiliated, of course, but this is the Shadow competition. There were 6 different entry points. There are 6 different entry points. And I wonder how it's going to play out in the finals. I don't know. I'll have to do a little research, and maybe we'll look into this as it gets closer. What are they going to do? All 6 of these games? Well, it's actually only 4 games. But you had a Logitech G qualifier, so their own competition. You had the Race to Singapore qualifier into this. Don't know how that worked its way into the whole thing. Congratulations to Singapore, but interesting entry point to the McLaren Shadow Project Finals. And then you had Real Racing 3, which is And then you had R Factor 2, Forza 7, and Assetto Corsa Competizione. Anyway, it just kind of makes me think. I see 3 totally legit qualifiers. I see 3 kind of weenie qualifiers. And does that, in the end, take away from it at all? It does for me. I guess that's what I'm getting at. It just kind of makes it a little bit smaller. Yeah, it's a very strange mix of platforms to be at that championship level competition, in my opinion. Very weird. And are we only talking about 6 finalists in the end? I gotta look into more details. We might be... But they put up the graphic. That's all I'm saying. They put up the graphic. But there might be a little bit more to it than that. We've been... the competitions we've been covering... the Assetto Corsa is now going on. The R Factor 2 had been going on. There might even still be another event on that one. It's not finished yet. So, what else? What else? This 5 days, 1 hour, 40 minutes, 30 seconds from the Pro Series live show number 3. This is the big boys as they get ready to crown 1 or 2 events left before they're going to crown a 2019 championship. And we'll talk about that later in a minute. But 5 days, 1 hour, 40 minutes till the next event. Nintendo to begin testing Mario Kart Tour multiplayer. So if you've been playing Mario Kart Tour and thinking the only thing this game's missing is multiplayer, rest assured, they're working on it. Look at that. They're testing it as we speak. There you go. Which font? Oh, the Shadow font. Yeah, I liked it for like 4 minutes when I first saw it, and now it's just so annoying. Billy Strange, yes, I believe they were. Getting back to the qualifiers, I believe memory serves me correctly that these 2 events were both on-site events, and this is what it is. All right. This is not sim racing, but I have to admit I got a big smile on my face, and I thought, man, how am I going to squeeze time? And do I have to go buy a Switch? No, I didn't realize this game even existed. I think I might have even mentioned it. Just didn't dawn on me that why do I not own this? And isn't there a Steam sale going on right now? You guys, hold on. I really want to play this. I want to go. There are a few places. I think one in Vegas. I think one in like the Carolinas area, where you can go instead of going to driving school. It's like you go and play with bulldozers and earth movers and things. I'm like fascinated and I want to do it. Anyway, the Switch version of Construction Simulator 2 will be released November 6th, and it's going to cost $20. So, anyway, has anyone played this? Is it Reiza Dozer? Today's the last day for the Steam sale. I gotta get in on that. I'm sure we're gonna have Black Friday stuff coming up, though, the day after. Oh, Brandon says it's not all that. Yeah, but Brandon does the real thing. So, Codemasters. You think they're the Madden of Formula 1 games now? Well, they have a lease on that license for, by my clock, 6 more years. Codemasters to continue Formula 1 partnership as contract renewed until 2025 and beyond. So we can continue to see, we can plan on seeing a new version of the game every single year, and we'll see how long that works. I mean, I don't know if there's been a decline. I don't really know factually. Maybe somebody else that follows the. I always call them Madden games, but at this point, NBA, NFL, soccer, football, hockey, probably even rugby. All of these games get a new version every single year from whoever has the license on them. And the biggest changes are stadium updates, player trades, jersey color changes, and then some changes in physics, occasionally a change in perspective, like the view and the graphics and things like that. I know that in the early years of gaming that it was obvious that every single version sold more. But my real question is that still true when they put out NBA 2020? Does that outsell 2017? I don't know. Anyway, but the Madden of F1 Sims, Codemasters has a contract till 2025. I did mention the Wreckfest Fall update adding free tracks. 4K on consoles I didn't mention. So if you do play the console version of Wreckfest, it now plays in 4K. And I did mention the cars, but I don't think I mentioned the 2 tracks. The 2 tracks, I did mention there were 2. I don't think I gave you the names, though. Drytown Desert and Rockfield Rough Spot are the 2 new places. And definitely got to get out there and do some Wreckfest. It's hard now that I'm working on that Porsche every Saturday, because Saturday morning was kind of our time slot. Breaking news, everybody comes to us from Simracing Source. ATS, American Truck Simulator, Utah, releases November 7th. Thank you very much for that. This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where Joa Antonio is the real star of today's show. Hey, Joa, welcome to the show. Sorry you got here late. All right, what else? So, gotta get out and do some Wreckfest. Do you guys care about the soundtrack? So, I'm always talking about why I love gamier side of motorsport gaming. I like the concept of grid. I like the concept of Wreckfest. I like the concept of Need for Speed. I don't need everything to be R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, and iRacing. And I talk about the fun factor, the bang for the buck in a lot of these titles, and the sequences that maybe bait you into play more and want to go to that next level, even though you're not doing it the same as, again, using those top three sims as, you know, when we compete, it's different than gaming. Yes, we're still gaming, but when we're racing tonight in the Skippy, that's different than if I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. When I'm playing Need for Speed, even though it's flirting with the concept of what I'm doing when I'm doing Skippies tonight, it's a lot closer to, even if it's going to use my controls, it's still closer to that Grand Theft Auto. The dog 333 just subscribed. Thank you, dog. But yeah, I just Need for Speed Heat reveals their new soundtrack. And is the soundtrack, I mean, one of the things that for me that Grand Theft Auto is always cool is their soundtrack. It kind of helped entertain you during the game, and you'd even start getting into certain songs because of the soundtrack. But anyway, here is the playlist as I ramble on of what they've got for Need for Speed. 2 Chainz, Alvaro Diaz, Ana Luna. I almost need my disclaimer to, I don't know most of this, to be honest with you. Bear Grylls, BJ the Chicago Kid, Black Youngsta, Block Boy, Bloom Bros. So, it seems like a fairly new, I don't know who, or anyway, there it is. Does that make the game for you? I don't know who that is. I don't know what that is. We're in the danger zone. And you can buy it. Alright, I better stop flipping pictures. So yeah, is that a big deal to you? The soundtrack, the concept of getting in-game, does it make a difference to you compared to without? I mean, obviously, there's very little. You know, I agree, Billy. Where the hell is Skyline Red? What are they thinking? What are they thinking? Anyway, there is the soundtrack list if you are into that. There you go. What else? Just an article. We mentioned the GT, the VT, the GT Vision car, that virtual Jaguar sports car that was in game. Some of you actually dared called it fugly. I remember. I'm like an elephant. I remember. You guys called it fugly. Anyway, here's a whole write-up about the car. The reason I'm posting this one is mainly because I saw this article in various different versions, not verbatim. It wasn't like, I'm not accusing them of plagiarism here. What I'm saying is I saw different write-ups on the Jaguar all over the place, and I'm not sure if all of them, I wonder if some of them actually baited into thinking there was a new Jag. I didn't read every single one of them, but this car made it all over the mainstream media. It wasn't just within the sim racing world. So, fugly or not, I think that's a fugly interior, that's for sure. Devin Booth says he mutes the music on everything except Need for Speed Underground 2, so maybe they hit another home run for you there. All right, what else? What else is going on in sim racing? Whoa, I clicked too far ahead. There we go. That's good. So push Square.com as an article here saying the guide. This is all the predicted PS5 launch games. So if we go down to the PS5, which is coming, right? We're hearing all sorts of the pricing, availability dates. I don't recall the availability date. I'm sure some of you do. A lot of cool games. And the ones that are significant to us are Gran Turismo 7. So this is scheduled to release as a launch, predicted to launch as a launch title. I thought I read somewhere else, by the way, that Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to be a release title for the PS5 as well. So that could be, I'm going to have to save up some money. If we're talking about the new Gran Turismo, I'm going to need the game, and I'm going to need a console. And if Grand Theft Auto is coming out on that first, then I guess that's the platform that I'm going to play that on first. So, you think it'll be 1 year? Tom Jones predicts 1 year after the PS5 release, so that wouldn't quite make it a launch title in my book. All right. Okay, so check this out. I should be at this site all the time. High snobiety. Video games might just be the next big thing in streetwear. Remember we talked about Sonic the Hedgehog shoes when that last version of Sonic came out? This is obviously a pair of PlayStation Nikes. This is the kind of impact gaming is having on modern culture. Every household seems to have a console of some sort at this point, whether it be for the kids, whether it be for parties, whether it just the young families of today grew up on this stuff. So of course it's starting to have a bigger effect on general society across the board. Look at that EA version of Nikes. Those look old too. That doesn't look like brand new. That was 2003. Anyway, yes, you're going to see more and more. Think about how certain looks have become very popular in culture from the gaming world and the world in general. So, all right, what else? I just thought that was kind of a cool story. Playground Games appear to be ramping up recruitment for another version of Forza Horizon. So apparently they have a few projects and they have been on a hiring spree. And no surprise. I mean, they've done very well with that title. I don't see why Turn 10 or Microsoft would make a change there when they've done a great job of handling that side of the Forza franchise. So the next version in the works officially. Well, semi-officially. Like there was any shock or surprise that they would be doing the next. Yeah. It's almost like a Captain Obvious article there. All right. Assetto Corsa Competizione Hotfix 1.1.1 and 0.2 available. So there have been a couple of hotfixes to the big update from Assetto Corsa Competizione. No surprise, when you do a significant update, you can expect a little fix-it work, and it looks like they've done a little bit of fix-it work at this point in time. So you might want to update your version of Assetto Corsa Competizione. Make sure you're running the latest, greatest. John Hill and I were having a conversation. He ran something, I think he ran Dirt Rally like the night before the patch. And it was like he hadn't pulled that sim out in a while, and he literally ran it the night before the patch. And it was like, well, you were really running the old version. So anyway, if you're going to run some Competizione or you haven't run it in a while, you're going to want to get that big patch in addition to the little patches and give it another shot. Probably worth going back to for myself as well. I'll have to put that on the list of things we're going to do live. We're going to have to get that going. Hot fix means hot mess usually. Yeah, I can see that point of view. I can see that for sure. No, look, just entertainment coming up. So this is all iRacing stuff that'll be on Race Spot. You've got the Thrustmaster Rallycross World Championships from Phoenix. Ooh, I wonder if Mitchell DeJong is going to be there and how pissed off he's going to be. The Major Series from Mount Panorama. You've gone the third So today is the 1st, so that's tomorrow. That would be Sunday. Also on Sunday, the Classic IndyCar Series from Indianapolis. Monday night Skippies from the UK and IRL, or you can watch our Skippy tonight on the Simpit, or Shaun Cole in the pit on Twitch. Danish Esport Racing, blah, blah. But if you want to check out some entertainment, some good watch from work on your phone or watch in the side computer racing, check out RaceSpot. You've got those big races coming up over the next week. Eye Candy Time, Simracing hardware news and reviews blog. Discover the Formula wheels of brand Palsmer. I have a Palsmer wheel. Compliments of Mark Cohn. So yeah, check this out. You've got the Discover the Formula wheels of the brand Palsmer. I can never say that quite correctly. But yeah, if you're looking for another option, you can check that out at Simracing Hardware News and Reviews blog if you're looking for something for an upgrade on your wheel rim. In addition to that, I got a crown. Assetto Corsa, not Competizione. Assetto Corsa is hands down the modding sim, it seems. It just seems that, back in the day it was R Factor, absolutely. But now the king of the modding world is Assetto Corsa. So here's another option you have out there for you. After the long development work, the VRC modding team has finally released the Assetto Corsa. For Assetto Corsa, the expected novelties for prototype car enthusiasts, the new prototype series package, which can be purchased, blah, blah, directly there. So if you guys are fans of the works of VRC modding team, you've got this new trio, at least a trio. I don't know if there's more to it than that. That is coming out for the king of the modding world, Assetto Corsa. What else? All right. So leading in the F1 2019 championship, it's not Brendan Lay this year. It's actually David Toniza. David Toniza, there is an interview here from Ferrari Esport, interview with David Toniza that reveals a novelty. So if you want to learn more about who, right now, this guy leading the championship in the F1 2019 series has been very dominant in the series. He hasn't won every single race, but he's damn near won every race. He's been in contention, it seems, every single time. Apparently, he was a Ferrari Virtual Academy. Wait. Never mind. Sorry. I don't know. He was talking about running that. But yeah, you can check that out via drivingitalia.net if you want to know more about that guy. This rig here, this is, do we even call this a Deathmobile? This is like the I should be nice. Malkovich posted this. Malkovich79 posted this. I used to have almost this exact build, is why I'm kind of laughing. And it was a little flimsy, but with a lightweight wheel, which it looks like that's a pretty lightweight wheel. But he's got a shifter, maybe not. Yeah. It's almost like the budget coffin, like the cardboard box coffin, because you didn't have any money and there was no one to take care of you when you died. So they just put you in the bare bones minimum. Anyway, it gets the job done, I'm sure. There he is in his, it doesn't take more than that handy built cockpit, including a shifter mount, which is pretty impressive for that structure. The other thing, and again, VR is potentially changing. That's a TX, that's what I thought, Chuck. VR is really changing sim rigs. Over there is my giant ass rig. I had to build a platform. The platform made it even bigger. I had to get rid of that. I had to put it up on wheels just to get it out of the way. It's this monstrosity. I love it, by the way. But with triple screens, with a giant computer, with, high-end gear and a big rig, our sim racing takes up quite a bit of square footage. I often joke, good luck explaining this to your girlfriend and wanting that in the living room. Not going to happen. But VR is changing that. VR is putting you in a much more mobile potential for sim racing. You could have something that was as simple as a wheel stand if you needed. So as VR comes into play more and more, if it's not just a fad, if it really does become mainstream to an extent, we can see a big change in our components as a result. We might not need the same types of wheels Maybe not even the same types of pedals. Who knows? But, yeah, we're talking some small rigs. Now, on the opposite, this is where we still dream of being. This one here, oh, that last one, the VR rig, that was posted by Mosey37. And then this is, I think, what most of us really dream and are looking for. Left hand stick shift, note that in the picture here. This one posted by Vault76 Boy. Can we get a bigger, there we go. And you can see, looks like some sort of a direct drive wheel with an Asher wheel base, a direct drive base, and he's got the big Stream Deck. Here's the little Stream Deck. He's got the big Stream Deck there as a button box. He's got a keyboard. He's got a shifter, handbrake. Actually, I think that's a sequential and a handbrake. Yes, sequential and a handbrake maybe. Very nice looking pedal set. 80/20 rig. 4th monitor. SRH. That's what's blocking the view. Thank you. I didn't see that, Simracing Source. That is a super awesome rig right there. Vault76 Boy. That's inspiration for all of us right there. Everything is so cleanly mounted on this thing as well. Just mirror the picture. And yeah, but I can see that it's not mirrored. So anyway, that's going to do it for the eye candy. Now, let's move on to what can we do together? How can we all race together? That's some of my favorite stuff. It really is. Love hanging out, talking sim racing, but it's really about getting out there and racing together. So, I want to thank Pro Sim Racing for carrying the torch in the Simpit Pro Sim Racing System Series. That's a tongue twister. He's been running multiple seasons, over a year at this point. Thank you so much, Shaun Seabrand. Definitely check out Pro Sim Racing. You'll see race recaps. I'll show you one here in a second, and a lot of videos from him. But the Russell Alexis MK4 Formula Ford season has come to a close. So our final race was just yesterday, and apparently Caden Russell put the car on the pole for the race. And this is at the Grand Circuit Silverstone. And did you do a double header, Shaun? Was this Legrand and Silverstone? I'm a little confused now. But anyway, he went on to win the race as well. And then finally, here are the final results for the final race of the season. Caden Russell, number 1. Daniel Bradford, number 2. And Danny Mueller, number 3. And then you can find a recap of that race over at and check out Pro Sim Racing on YouTube, and you'll see his recap from Shaun's perspective of the final race of the season. And Rick Hyde, question marks don't work? Is it? Oh, I didn't see him. Forgive me, Rick. I'd kind of tuned out. No, you cannot play iRacing on the PS4. Sorry, I missed your question mark. Yes, question mark should work as long as Shaun's somewhat alert. I do not ignore you. I just sometimes get focused on what I'm trying to say, I guess. Anyway, thank you, Shaun Seabrand, for doing that. I really appreciate you really making it happen over there at Sim Racing System, which is a great place to race Assetto Corsa, by the way. Race room as well. All right. Now, with that, series standings. Did I do that twice? Was that race 1, race 2? What did I do wrong here, you guys? That was a race result. Sorry, it was a doubleheader. It was a doubleheader. No. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. They were the final. And here are the series standings at the end of the season. I'm sorry, that's what I got wrong. Oh, sorry, Ollie. Oh, that's not what's going on. All right. So here are at the end of the season after that final event. Caden Russell maintains the victory. The number 1 spot, he is the champion. Rick Lungano in 2nd. And Marcio Jesus in 3rd. Shaun Seabrand finished in 4th place. So good job to all of you guys. But we now can look forward to next season. So next season, which will start up next Thursday. So if you're looking for some Assetto Corsa racing and you're down with running the RSS GT series and the lineup of tracks, it's a 6 weeks season, 6-week long season. Mossport, Silverstone, Nürburgring GP, Watkins Glen, Boot, Sentul International Circuit, and Le Mans Daytime. In those cars, you can head over to Simracing Systems and look for the Simpit Pro Sim Racing RSS GT series. That should be a lot of fun starting next Thursday. So that's going on. Get out there, do some racing. I want to congratulate the only guy who came through. I begged and begged. Come on, guys, just run some online events, leaderboard challenges. Send me an image, and I will make you the star of today's show. The star of today's show is none other than Tim Chitwood, Spatial Dragon. Check it out. Spatial Dragon sitting number 13 in the event standings on the global leaderboard in that MG Metro 6R4. So get out there. This is Dirt Rally 2.0, right? Right, Tim? You're right there. Tim's right here. Tim, that's Dirt Rally 2.0, right? Anyway, get out there and run this event and see if you can beat Tim Spatial Dragon, who's almost in the top 10. But that's really well done, Tim. Congratulations. You are the real star of today's show. And then to finish things off, I think this is the last thing I have to talk about today. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and type in question marks so I see it, and make sure to hit me up before we leave. But we will be bringing this show to an end here, our semi-long version, our long-winded version of the Friday Pit Stop. But tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight, we will go live on Twitch, and that'll be an hour of practice and pregame show for the big race coming up tonight at Oran Park. It is going to be 30 laps at a very twisty track. If you thought last week's race at Phoenix was crazy with the really slidey type corners, long drift corners on cold tires in the Skippy, now you're talking twisty back and forth corners in the Skippy on cold tires at Oran Park. It's a roller coaster. It's fast, and guys have been putting in a lot of work. You're going to see a very, very cutthroat top 10 tonight. I guarantee it. Everybody is still welcome to join us, by the way. This is mostly for fun, although David Grunnell might argue that, being that he has won both of the races so far. And anybody who's in the series, you might want to double check the points, because I'm literally having to do them manually. But David Grunnell in lead right now with 100 points. George Sandman in second with 75, and Leif Helberg in third with 58 points. You'd have to look all the way back to 7th to find me. It hasn't been the best. It's been the best of times, worst of times for me in this series, so I'm going to need a good run at Oran Park, which means that hour of pregame is going to be very, very important for me today. So tonight, Oran Park, 5 p.m. on Twitch, Shaun Cole _ in the pit on Twitch at 5 p.m. And at about 6 o'clock p.m., we'll go live on YouTube with the race as well. So you're going to have dual streams going on for this one tonight. Should be exciting. Should be fun. Most of all, get out there and join us. Just look for the Simpit Skippy series under the league section on iRacing. We are accepting new members all the way up to race time. We got one more right here. Moa Aga is now part of our series as well. You're welcome to race with us or tune in on either channel for the race. Be sure to tell a friend about what we're doing here. Get others in here to come in and be part of the chat, and tell a friend about our show so we can continue to grow. Thumbs up, subscribe, do all that good stuff. But most of all, get out there and do some racing. Have a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.